Well, we had a blast on our first cruise on Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, and in today's video, we're going to take you along and show you why we think this cruise was one of the best ones you can take. Won't you come along with us? But one thing's for sure, the Wonder of the Seas has something for everyone. All the different neighborhoods around the ship. In fact, it's one of the largest ships in the world, and we just had a blast exploring all over the place. The place has a casino, the pool deck is amazing, the gym, the jogging track, right, Carrie?
Oh, I love the jogging track on the sea days. It was so relaxing. You could go around the track and look out at the beautiful water and see no land. It was just breathtaking.
What's nice is the ship can fit close to 7,000 people, and I don't think it felt like that many people were on the ship at any one time because there's just so much to do.
Everything was just so spread out. Exactly.
Well, if you are ever going on an Oasis class ship, the Wonder of the Seas is definitely one of our favorites, even though it was our first cruise. Again, there is something for everyone. Wonder of the Seas has 8 distinct neighborhoods. We greatly enjoyed the whole ship, but we had our favorites. Of course, when we first got on, we were in amazement, walking onto the promenade and then up into our room, checking out Central Park, checking out the dining room, the ice skating rink, all kinds of wonderful places around the ship. But once we settled on a few, I think we had a great time there.
One of my favorites was the Central Park area. Our room overlooked the Central Park, so I loved sitting out and reading my book and hearing the birds that they had pumped in. It's actually like you're in Central Park and not on a cruise.
Yeah, most people enjoy, an ocean view balcony, but we enjoyed Central Park, and we were perfectly happy to have our room stationed there. Now, our next neighborhood that we really enjoyed was the Solarium.
Oh yeah, it was a lot more private, more quieter, not as many people in there, which was really enjoyable.
And of course, they have the Solarium Bistro, which we woke up each morning and had breakfast in. And it was nice. We would just go in there into the buffet, get our plates of food, and then walk out into the Solarium and just enjoy the view. Now, our last neighborhood that we really enjoyed was the pool deck area.
Love the pool. Sunbathing all day.
Now, this ship doesn't have as many water slides as some of the new Icon class ships, but they do have 3 main pools. They do have a kids pool area, and then they have 3 water slides, but just the entire deck up there, a lot of action going on. It was definitely a fun place. We also really loved the entertainment on Wonder of the Seas. From the kickoff party as you sail away from the port to all the different shows on board, we just had an absolute time. And I think our favorite was the Intense show at the Aqua Theater at the back of the ship. What'd you think of that?
This was probably the most incredible show I have ever seen in my whole life. These girls were extremely talented. The heights that they jumped off of these diving platforms was unreal.
Now, also, we went and saw the Voices show. Very talented a cappella singers. We ended up going to Studio B to watch an ice skating show on, I think, the second night. That was an absolute blast and a lot better than I expected it to be. And then there were the theme nights that they had. I think our favorite was the 80s night. Boy, we were in there dancing and singing.
That was so fun.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I actually gave karaoke a try for the very first time, and I hope I didn't embarrass myself too bad. But yeah, they had all kinds of really good singers on board. Just a great time. Bands were playing everywhere, up on the pool deck in Central Park. But yeah, the parties, I think, were the best time.
Oh, that was my favorite time of all, was the parties.
We also enjoyed all of our stops and excursions on this trip, our first one being at Royal Caribbean's private island, Coco K in the Bahamas. What'd you think of the place?
It was a beautiful area to be in. The water was crystal clear. It was a little cooler than I was expecting, this being in the Bahamas, but it was so refreshing because it was extremely hot outside that day.
Now, we live right by the beach in Florida and one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, but the Coco K Island in the Bahamas definitely had a little something for everybody. I mean, they have a water park in the middle that we didn't partake of, but just being out on the beach, enjoying the area, and in fact, the food was really good on the island as well. We had a great time at this stop, and it was definitely one that we'll enjoy doing again. Well, our next port was on day 4 in Costamaya, Mexico. Now, we didn't leave the port here or do any excursions, but the port is actually got a lot of activities to offer.
Yeah, there's a DJ playing really cool music. There is a swim-up bar. We got a couple drinks and laid out on some lounge chairs. It was very relaxing. There's a bunch of little shops right there in the port that you can just walk into and enjoy the day.
They do even have some excursions that are offered right there at the port. You can swim with dolphins. They've got a little aviary that shows some birds. It was definitely a nice stop. Well, I think our favorite stop was on day 5 at Roatan, Honduras. We had a busy time there, and it all kicked off with going ziplining above the mountains there above the port. I know Carrie had an absolute blast.
This was so exciting. I have never ziplined before, so I wasn't as scared as I thought I was going to be. It was awesome.
Yeah, the tour guide, it was Roatan Webster Tours that took us around, did a great job. They took us next to the monkey and sloth sanctuary, and as you can see, the monkeys really enjoyed hanging out with me and my beard. Emma had the parrots hanging on her, and then the sloths were just amazing.
Yeah, they were so cute. That one looks like he's just smiling at Joe.
Now, the next thing we did was got on a boat, and it was literally just the 3 of us and our guide, and went out onto the second largest reef in the world, the Mesoamerican Reef, and did some snorkeling. Now, Carrie is not a big fan of open water, but she got out there and did it.
Yeah, this was my first time ever snorkeling as well as ziplining, and I really enjoyed it. At first, I was nervous, but once I got the hang of it, it was absolutely breathtaking underwater.
Yeah, now after that, we did make our way back to the port and enjoy some of the area around there. It's another nice port. They've added a lot of new parts to it, all of these chairs where you can get massages. We didn't spend a whole lot of time there, but we definitely had fun. Our final port of call was on day 6 in Cozumel, Mexico, and we had a great time there. We actually did the excursion through Royal Caribbean, and they took us out on a catamaran, and the first thing we did was get to go snorkeling. That was a much better snorkeling day, don't you think?
Oh, wow. Yeah, the water was so beautiful. I saw so many different fish. Gorgeous.
Now, when that was done, we got back on the ship, and I guess they have a private beach that they take you to. And so we got on these catamarans, and they took us a little ways down the island, and right out there, they have all these inflatables. And man, we were having a blast sliding down those.
That was so fun.
Now, they've got a bunch of chairs set up on the beach. You can even go horseback riding. They have some food available to purchase there, but all the drinks are included. It was definitely a nice trip. And then we went ahead and made it on back to the port. What'd you think of the port there in Cozumel?
Oh, yeah. So many shops, and there's music playing. It's definitely party.
Yeah, we actually didn't walk around too much there just for the fact that we were pretty tired from snorkeling. But man, we had a great time in Cozumel, Mexico. The final thing we loved on our cruise was the food and especially the service. Now, we ended up going to the main dining room 4 nights out of the 7, and the food was just absolutely outstanding in my opinion.
The service was incredible. Make sure if you go on a cruise that you get to know those people that are taking care of you. They were amazing.
Yeah, our room attendant, our wait staff in the main dining room, just about every interaction we had with people on the ship was really, really good. I know that can change from each and every cruise, but our experience this time, we just had a really good time. And we would recommend that you would give those people an extra bit of care because they work really, really hard to make sure that your cruise vacation is a special one. Well, that's going to do it for our favorite things on our Wonder of the Seas cruise. We thank you for coming along with us, and thank you for watching the Butler Family Adventures.